Hello, welcome back to How About That Crypto. You are watching your almost daily crypto news and updates with your host, Bitcoin Stylist on Twitter. Now, I just want to jump right in. Today, I'm going to tell you a little quick synopsis and overview from my previous episode. Some of you said that it was a lot of information. I'm not really sure how it connected. It was hard to follow. So if you watched that episode, know that that episode told you a really big overview of all the players involved in the crash. Well, like what's going on with this crash. So I'm just going to give you like a real quick understanding of that and plus a little bit of information. All right. And don't forget, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. So the last episode I talked about what exactly happened. We had the Terra Luna crash, and that wiped out $56 billion. There was Celsius pulled a bunch of money out during that crash and that was part of that crash. They pulled approximately 500 million UST Terra stablecoin worth of $500 million worth of UST Terra stablecoin out of the ecosystem. That may or may not have caused some people to go after Celsius and try to or start withdrawing money out of Celsius because they're angry that Celsius withdraw out of Terra Luna. Well, then it turns out that Celsius was also taking your money when you put it on their platform and putting it into other investments, which makes sense. That's what your bank does. Except for a bank has capital requirements. A bank can only lend out so much. A bank has to go through stress tests to make sure that if it ever happens, a ton of people start withdrawing their money, they're going to be able to handle it. Well, Celsius could not. Terra Luna could not. And it turns out that there's also this hedge fund called 3AC. It's the largest cryptocurrency hedge fund, or one of the largest out there. They own a ton of coin. They took loans from Voyager and BlockFi. So massive loans, 250 million or more from BlockFi, 500,000 or more from Voyager, and Voyager just issued a default notice to 3AC. So now we have this massive hedge fund that's defaulted. And they said that they're going to try to pay back, but we'll see. So Voyager and BlockFi had to get a loan from FTX. And FTX is a big exchange. Sam Bankman-Fried is the CEO. He's been being called the Donald Trump savior, like in 2008 when Donald Trump started buying up shares of some of the financial institutions. And that created confidence in the market. So we'll see about that. So that's basically what happened. There are just these cascading stuff that's occurring. There were two main issues. There was the depegging of the US Terra stablecoin, and then there was the depegging of the staked ETH. The staked ETH was this synthetic version of Ethereum that you could put in one place called Lido. You could put it there, get a return on it, and get some staked ETH, and then turn around and use that to get yield elsewhere or loan it out. So you have this one imagine if $1, if I gave you $1 and you said I'll pay you 5%, and then you turn around and said, hey, I got $1, I'll pay if you pay me 7%, I'll give it to you. Now that middleman is making 2% off my dollar. Well, what if that third party turned around and said, oh, I'll give you this dollar if you pay me 10%. So all these people are saying that they have these assets, but they don't. They've given them out, and it creates this like domino effect that happens when you have issues with those assets. So anyway, sounds to me like pre-2008, pre-Dodd-Frank. It sounds like these exchanges and these lending platforms, maybe they need some more scrutiny. I know some of you might not want to hear that, but I did report on the most recent Loomis bill, and they addressed some of this stuff. So we'll see. But I do think that all this needs to play out. We got bankruptcies and bailouts happening. I don't think it's the end. So I would be cautious about that. I don't think it's time to just, ape into this whole thing. I think that if you are going to start buying, maybe buy in little increments called dollar cost averaging, just in case it goes down more. So that's what I'm doing. So what are you doing? And I hope that made a little more sense. If you want to know who those players are and how they're connected, more details, go back and watch my previous episode, because I go way deep into it. Also, just keep an eye up. So we need some sort of narrative for the crypto prices to go back up. And right now we're dealing with this fallout in the Terra Luna, the staked ETH, Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, 3AC, all these people, all this needs to get sorted out. There's also Babel Finance, and I'm sure there will be more. The bigger exchanges are probably going to buy and acquire some of these little smaller players, which should strengthen the industry. That has to play out. How long will that take? 3 to 6 months, I would guess, just based on what I'm reading. Well, also we need inflation to abate. So hopefully inflation goes down over that period of time. I'm not getting my hopes up. But another thing that would be positive is if a spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. So the SEC has until July 6th to approve Grayscale Bitcoin Trust application, and they have indirectly threatened to sue the SEC if they do not approve it. So July 6th is the date we're watching. This is my update. This is what I think happens. And then last but not least, I talk about this more and more, is the Financial Accounting Standards Board, who creates the rules called the General Accepted Accounting Principles for the SEC. This FAS, the Financial Accounting Standards Board, they said that they're going to put on their docket to put change the accounting rules for crypto, so then publicly traded banks and publicly traded companies can hold Bitcoin and other crypto on their balance sheet. So we need to see these things happen before prices going up. So hang in there. Let me know what you're looking at. If you're thinking about buying or selling, if you have a different opinion of me than I do, please let me know. Leave a comment below, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good day. Hodl on.